What's up, guys? So we wanted to put out a little bit of an update video because a lot has happened in our lives, and it's been about a month and a half, I believe, since I've put out a video. So some of y'all are wondering where we are. We've taken a little bit of time off. What's been happening, Randy?
So I finished up the school year teaching, and we sold our house and basically most of our furniture, possessions, whatever you want to say, except for the sailboat. And we bought a van and drove up to Canada, and we are now living in Canada.
Basically everything we own is right behind me right now. That van, that boat, it's pretty crazy. Also, I know what you guys are thinking, and we are not going to become a van life channel. This van behind me is basically going to be a means to an end, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So just giving you guys a better view of Louisa, the new van. Desperado, the trimaran you guys are familiar with. We also have a new trailer down below it because we had to drive it about 2,600 miles, and we didn't really trust that other trailer to make that journey. And we haven't really talked about it, but Randy's about to pop.
Yes.
So we've got another baby on the way, a boy, coming very soon.
So just to clarify, we are not living in the van or the boat right now. We actually rented a place here in Nova Scotia so that we could get settled. Obviously, we have a toddler right now, and we're bringing in a new baby, so we wanted to be comfortable during this transition phase.
So we're definitely anticipating you guys are going to have a lot of questions, and we're going to try to anticipate them and answer as many as possible later in this video. But the main points are we moved up to Canada from Florida, Nova Scotia in particular. We're having another baby, a son, very, very soon up here in Canada. We sold basically everything that we owned except the Corsair F27 that just so happened to be built in the same year that both me and Randy were born, by the way. And we bought that van back there. So basically what's going to be happening is we're hopefully going to be putting out a lot of different types of videos, as well as continuing with the boat tours that you guys love so much. Now, before we go back to the office, I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at Louisa. This is our Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 170 Extended. It's the 2500 chassis. It is the cargo version. Let's take a look inside. So far, pretty Spartan, as you guys can see. We do have a second row that we installed, obviously, for the car seat, as well as another car seat when the new baby comes. Back here we've got Randy's hospital bag, just because it's almost that time, and then a composting head that we have yet to use, but that's going to be going in the van build. We just figured we'd get that first just in case we ever had an emergency or something and needed to use it. Looking aft, or looking towards the back of the van, as you can see, there is not much in here. All we have so far is a wool insulation blanket, and then another couple fuzzy blankets thrown on top of that. That's just because inside this van, it is pretty loud without it. So it's just some sound insulation, as well as all of this kill mat around. And that has really helped with, you know, how loud the van is when you're going down the road. And then looking forward, guys, we got plenty of room here. Morgan's car seat. So we're super excited to start making videos about this van build. So we're gonna start a new channel for that. Actually, we already have started it, and the link to that is gonna be in the description below, just in case you wanna follow along and subscribe to that one as well. And then back here, we've got this brand new trailer from Magic Tilt, tandem axle, hydraulic brakes, you know, aluminum trailer, very, very nice. Towed really well for that whole trip. And then the boat on top of it is pretty much as you guys have last seen it. I really haven't done anything else to it since the last DIY video, except build out those supports in between the beams. And the reason for that was so that I could get that mast forward enough that it was above the van for that trip and it didn't have, you know, an illegal overhang off the back. So the way that this mast actually is kind of designed to sit on the boat, it's supposed to sit on this bow rail right here, and then it comes out to about here, and that would be fine. It wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't have affected the van at all. However, that leaves, I think it was like 8-9 feet of overhang off the back, which was technically not permitted to drive down the road, and we didn't want to have to worry about that. So we raised the mast up, moved it forward, and now everything, you know, is good and legal. However, that mast is 12 feet off the ground right there. So, you know, the entire rig was 12 feet tall, so we had to think about that going down the road. Definitely couldn't go under any low bridges on the way here. So I'll just go ahead and show you guys the inside of the boat. Let me hop up here real quick. You know, looking down into the boat, you guys can see the repair I did. Everything's holding nice and strong. Going down the highway, 2,600 or so miles. We're all good. No new buckling, bending, cracking. And then as you guys can see down there in that little hole, the bilge is nice and dry, so the boat's not leaking. So that is that. The major structural repairs on the boat are done. The trailer is brand new. It's up at a boatyard in Nova Scotia, and the weather is gonna be beautiful to get working on this boat after we have a kid. What is going on over here? Do you like the van? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun in this van for sure. So one of the reasons we moved to Nova Scotia is because it's beautiful here, isn't it, Randy?
It is.
One of the reasons. The weather's super nice, especially in the summer. And yeah, we're walking down to the water right now just to kind of give you guys a view of what we got going on here. So this is just the view from the marina slash boatyard that Desperado is at. Just absolutely beautiful around here. Beautiful unspoiled coastline. Hills meeting water. Love it. So what do you think, Randy?
I love it up here so far. It's been very nice and relaxing. I know we haven't taken a break from doing the YouTube channel, but we are finding our pace and we will be getting back to it.
It is very, very different from Florida, and that is something that we're very excited about. All right, so we're coming to you guys from our new office, and I apologize for the baby noises in the background as well as the echo that I think I'm hearing because it is still a little bit Spartan in here. We're not completely done moving in yet. So we wanted to go ahead and make this video to answer some of the anticipated questions that we think you guys will have, as well as to give you a preview of what's to come in the future for Learning the Lines, as well as potentially other channels as well that we might start.
So one of the questions that we're sure many people are wondering is why Canada? And we were actually fortunate enough that Jordan was born here, so he has dual citizenship. He's a Canadian and an American citizen. So that means that we were able to kind of move as a family unit a little bit easier, being that Jordan's a Canadian citizen, so are Morgan and Leo, and then I'm going to be working towards a permanent residency here.
Yeah, so obviously logistically it was relatively easy for us to move up. Still wasn't easy, but relative to other people immigrating to Canada, obviously it was a lot easier than that.
Or immigrating to a country that neither of us had citizenship to.
Exactly. There's also a huge list, like a CVS receipt long list of why we wanted to move to Canada and Nova Scotia in particular. Most of those are kind of out of the scope of this video, but the main ones are we just really wanted to change and we wanted a good place to call home.
So one of the main reasons on that laundry list of reasons why we would move to Canada is that we are shifting to being completely self-employed and working on the YouTube channel as our sole source of income. And since we're self-employed and we're stepping away from the security blanket of my teaching job and having insurance through that, having socialized medicine in Canada made it a little bit more comfortable for us knowing that we have that.
And I know it may be hard for some of you guys to believe, but the numbers actually work out better for us, and not just a little bit better, but a lot better for us in Canada than they do in the States. So we went ahead and sold our house and moved up here. Now we're currently renting a place with the intention to buy some land to call our forever home. But does that mean we're never gonna sail?
Not at all. So we are hoping that by setting up and establishing our home base somewhere here, we'll have land that we can come back to and be home after periods of sailing. So basically we'd be switching off almost like seasonally with sailing and being at home.
Exactly. Obviously, when we first started this channel, we wanted to sail 100% full-time on Freebie, on that Endeavour, and that just didn't end up working out. But now that we have a family, you know, the goal is still the same, it's just the methods to getting to sailing have changed. But I want to say we're really excited because, you know, even though we did want to live aboard Freebie and sail full-time, we only wanted to do it for a short period of time. We never saw ourselves being fully liveaboards for our entire lives. We always basically kind of saw ourselves having a home base somewhere and sailing part-time. Okay.
So rest assured, this channel is not going to change significantly. It's going to focus on the boat tours that seem to be what people enjoy the most on this channel. But we are going to explore some different avenues and maybe open up some new channels as well.
So basically I see us actually ramping up production of boat tours. So we're going to be putting out more boat tours for you guys, which I think is going to be awesome and I'm excited to do. You know, really we're going to focus on the growth of the channel. So along with the boat tours, we're going to be working on Desperado and incorporating those DIY videos on Learning the Lines, because that content is boat content. It's related to sailing and everything. So we're going to be doing that as well, focusing on trying to get that Corsair F27 ready to cruise by the winter season 2023 to 2024. Until then, we're gonna focus on getting those boat tours out to you guys. We're probably also not gonna be working on the Corsair for the next few months because we've got something else that we've gotta worry about. So that is gonna be our focus, as well as me going out and filming boat tours like I always do. So the ultimate goal for this channel, Learning the Lines, is to be essentially a traveling boat tour channel. That's what we've kind of been doing. We've been doing boat tours in different locations, and the biggest experiment that we conducted was actually last summer when we traveled across the entire United States. That was kind of an experiment to see if we can travel as well as doing boat tours and have it work out, and it was a resounding success. It worked very, very well. So we're gonna continue to do that full time.
And that's where the van comes in. So we're going to be able to convert and use the van to travel to different locations and film boat tours and more variety. We were doing it basically all around Florida, other than that road trip and a couple other like little trips that we took. But this is going to open us up to a lot more options. If we have the converted van, the family can stay in while we go and do tours somewhere else.
So that's why I said earlier in this video that we're not going to become a van life channel. At least Learning the Lines is not going to. That's going to stay the same. The van is essentially going to be a means to an end to bring you guys more varied content, different boats in different locations. And the best thing about the van is it can easily tow the Corsair.
Now, while the van will allow us to travel by land to see other boats and tour other boats, we also have the Corsair, which we're hoping once we get that up and running, or sailing I should say, that we'll be able to sail to different locations and also do boat tours that way. And that'll open up a lot of different locations by sea as well.
It's been a lot of hard work, but we are super excited to get out there, film more boat tours, and just grow the channel and keep this good thing going.
So thank you to those of you who have been following along, and if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Good time to remind you all.
Yep. And we've got a couple more things that we want to talk about that'll hopefully answer some questions as well. We hinted at a while ago that we had another boat in the works, and unfortunately, due to COVID and lots of other things, that fell through. So we wanted to tell you guys that as well. So the Corsair is the boat right now. That's our only boat, that's our only plan right now. But logistically it works really well. The fact that we can tow the Corsair really anywhere in North or South America with the van, and then go sailing from there, and it's a offshore boat. I mean, you can't stay offshore for super long just because it can't hold a crazy amount, but it's a really strong ocean capable boat that's basically completely unsinkable. So it's really safe once we get it up and running. So yeah, we're excited about that. We've got the van, we've got the Corsair. And I did say that Learning the Lines was not going to become a van life channel, but we are starting another channel that is going to be van content. And we're going to start out with DIY van content because obviously we need to convert this van, and why not make content? We think that would work better in a separate channel just because, you know, not all of you guys are going to enjoy the van content. If you're interested in DIY van content and, you know, and following the van conversion, you can go ahead and go down in the description below. I'm gonna link our new channel. We actually just started it. I posted one video to it. It's the first half of our trip from last summer, but it's called Learning the Lanes. So we've got Learning the Lines, which is sailboat content, and then we're gonna have Learning the Lanes, which is gonna be van related content. So if you guys wanna do that, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. That'd be awesome. We'd definitely appreciate that. Eventually, when we buy land, we're probably gonna end up starting even another channel based on that, just because we kind of have a habit of filming the projects that we do and putting them online. I don't know, it's just this thing that we do.
It's a hobby.
We don't always actually finish the projects, but yeah. So I feel like that's a lot, and every time we've talked about kind of our goals with people, they're all like, how are you gonna do this and that and this and that and this and that? What are like the main points on what we're gonna be doing, Randy?
We're going to be bringing you a lot more sailboat content, a lot more tours, DIY of Desperado. We are starting another channel about van conversion where we're going to be converting our van so that we can bring you more boat tours and more locations. I feel like that's the synopsis I'm going with.
Definitely.
So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. If you'd be interested in us doing a live stream to give you more feedback on those questions, let us know as well. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and a comment down below, and hit the subscribe button if you want to follow along with our journey, and the notification bell if you want to know each and every time we upload a video. Someone wants to say hi.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye. I've got it